Everybody ready? Y'all, thank you for staying. A number of you have asked some questions about the Omicron virus, and of course we now in a very different situation than that we faced a year ago or longer. But there's no need for a state of emergency in South Carolina to address the increase in the COVID infections caused by the Omicron virus. That is, there's no need for a state of emergency. There's no need for us to shut down. We're not going to close schools. We haven't, and we will not close the businesses. We will not impose mandates for face masks, vaccines, or anything else. And the reasons are because it's not necessary and because there's a better way. We are now entering the third year of this virus, and it's going to be changing apparently every year, but now we know how to deal with it, we know how to manage it, and we have the tools to do that. We know that where we can get vaccinated, we actually have more places where our people can get vaccinated if they want to than we had a year ago. We have over 320 that are out there right now. We have plenty of vaccine. You remember a year or so ago we were scrambling to find vaccine. Well, now we have an ample supply of vaccine. We have plenty of vaccine. In fact, in some places it's actually gone stale and they had to send it back, but we have plenty. We have plenty of those sites. We have plenty of testing sites. Excuse me, we have over 1,000 vaccination sites. We have over 320 testing sites right now. All those places where you could get the vaccine, get your vaccination before, you can still get them there. Some may have changed, but we have as many now as we had at the high point. We also have ample testing sites. Now there's some lines now because a lot of people are going to get tested. Not as many going to get tested now as went to get tested back earlier, a year ago, but there are long lines right now waiting to get tested. But I would urge people to do this. Don't go to the emergency room to get tested. That's not the place to go. The emergency rooms at the hospitals are for other things, and of course we know we have a shortage of nurses, have a shortage of staff, so that's putting a load on the hospitals. So go to those testing sites, and you can find, if you don't know the locations, you can look them up online. But the hospitals are doing well. They are prepared. They were prepared a year ago. They're prepared now, and the numbers now of the occupancy rates in the hospitals are better and lower than they were then. Just some brief figures from about a week or so. A year ago, we were at 82. One day we were at 82%, 82%, then 81%, went down to 79, then 78, 78, and 80. That was the occupancy rate in the hospitals a year or so ago. Just the last week we're at 77%, 78%, 78%, 76, 74, 75, 75. So you see the hospitals are not as crowded as they were before. There's room in the hospitals if we need it, but there's not room in the emergency rooms because people are going there to get tested. So don't go there, go to the testing sites. And as I say, there are 320 of those around the state. Our economy is booming. The next 5 years, we're making vigorous plans. A lot are being implemented now. There'll be more. Our economy is growing. One reason we're doing so well is because we were careful and we did not shut down because it was not necessary to shut down. But we know we have consequences from the virus, and a lot of that is in the education. We're going to have to take some initiatives and measures to see that our young people are educated properly, because a lot of them are suffering. They're also suffering by not having been able to go to school. Their suicide rates are up. We know they have a lot of emotional problems, a lot of psychological impact, but we'll get through it. But the main thing I want to say is we don't need to panic. We didn't panic before. Don't panic now. Be calm. Things are not like they were a year ago. And again, we have plenty of vaccine. We're not going to shut down. We have plenty of vaccine, plenty of testing sites. And we just urge everyone to be calm, be careful, and take care of yourself and your family. One final point. Since the pandemic began, South Carolina schools have received $3 billion in federal funding. According to the State Executive Budget Office, only 11% of those funds have been spent as of August of last year. That's 11% of $3 billion. According to the Department of Education, this funding is intended to help school districts keep the schools open. These funds can be used for almost anything, including testing, COVID testing, purchasing supplies, sanitization, cleaning the schools, classrooms, buildings, and the school districts can use the federal money to repair, replace, and upgrade the indoor HVAC systems for ventilation, circulation, clean circulation, purification, all of those things, of which, of course, the parents have no objection at all to that. They do object to some things, masking, but they don't object to those sorts of things, having clean air in the schools. So that's our point, is there's a better way to approach this virus than has been used in a lot of parts of the country. And we've been careful and safe here, but we need to continue doing that. And there's plenty of money for it. And there's no reason at all right now for the schools in South Carolina to be closed. So our economy is booming, is going to boom more. We have plenty of money for the schools. We have plenty of vaccine. We have plenty of vaccination sites. We have room in the hospitals if necessary. We hope it's not necessary. And we have plenty of places to get tested. So we, again, urge everyone, we're not going to shut down. We're not going to have mandates. We don't need it. There's a better way. There's a smarter way. And that's the way we've been taking it. And we're doing just fine. This is going to be a great year for South Carolina.